Hello good people! We have another exciting tutorial for you guys today, as always, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you guys how to get some Windows features on your Mac. If you're like me and you use both operating systems regularly, or maybe you're making the leap from PC to Mac, either way, that transition can get confusing when certain features don't act the same way or don't carry over. So I have a few tweaks that'll get you some of Windows' best features on your Mac. So a common way to navigate through the file system on Windows is with the arrow keys. And technically that does hold true for Mac. You guys can see I have some test folders on my desktop. You guys can see I can navigate through them just fine with the arrow keys. That part very much holds true. But what doesn't hold true is the functionality of the Enter and Delete key. So on a Mac, if I press Enter, that goes to rename a folder, and if I press Delete, that doesn't do anything. Now on a PC, if I press Enter, that'll open up a file, and if I press Delete, that'll delete a file, which are both more rightfully named for the functionality of the buttons. So to fix this, we have a free utility called PresButan, which you guys can download a link to in the description. And once you guys go ahead and download that, I'm going to show you the couple tweaks you're going to have to make in your system preferences in order to get this to work properly. So touching upon what I was saying earlier, if you just try to open up the application immediately after installing, you're going to get an error message saying that there isn't a setting turned on somewhere in System Preferences. We can go ahead and show you where that setting is. If you go into System Preferences, go into Security and Privacy, and we navigate to the Privacy tab. We might have to click this lock so that we can make changes. And then if we check off the checkbox for PresButan, click the lock again, that should enable the feature. So now when we go to open it, we shouldn't get the error message. And now if we come over here to our folders and we press Enter, we'll see that it opens it up. And if we press Delete, it gets rid of them. So that's one feature enabled. Let's go ahead and work on enabling another one. The next feature has to do with the resizing of windows. In Mac, it's a little bit of a mystery what size window you're going to get when you press this green button. Sometimes you get a system-defined size, sometimes you get a user-specified size. Like here, I'm just getting like a quarter of a page to, 3/4 of a page. I'm not really getting anything. Now in in PC rather, if I press the maximize window button, it maximizes the window to the full screen size. Again, more rightfully named for the functionality. So to resolve this issue, I have another free utility. This one comes from Blazing Tools and it's called Right Zoom. And you can go ahead and download from the link in the description. There's actually a 64-bit version, which is a nice little treat. And if you go ahead and try to open it immediately after downloading, you're going to get that same error message saying, hey, you didn't enable that preference in System Preferences, go do that. But once you do go ahead and do that, you can open up Right Zoom, you can click to activate, click Apply, and if we come back here into Chrome and we click the plus button, we'll see that it now extends to the full length of the screen, and if we click plus, it'll return back to that half size, and plus again brings it back to full. Now, if we really wanted to, you could really delegate which application this feature applies to and which one this doesn't to. So this last feature also has to do with the window traffic light, specifically the red X traffic light. On Mac, when you press the red X, it just closes out of the window. It doesn't quit out of the application like it does on PC. And while this might be a useful feature in some cases so that you don't have to reopen the application every time you want to use it, it does use up system resources every time it doesn't quit out of the application. So fortunately enough, there is another free utility. This one is called RedQuits, and there's a link to it in the description as well. Now, once again, after it downloads, you're going to have to turn on that accessibility setting. But once you do, you can go ahead and open up the application, and it's going to immediately open up with the preferences, and you're just going to have to check off the one that says Activate RedQuits, and then I would also check up the one above it that says Quit only when one window is left for that app. And the reason why I would check that off is because for something like Chrome, if I don't want Chrome to close just because I've exited out of a window, then this setting will make it so that it will only quit out of the application if I've closed out of the last window, and that's going to be really useful. So those are a few ways to enable some Windows features on your Mac. Let me know in the comments below if you guys have any other Windows features installed on your Mac. But that is going to do it for this video. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to give the video a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Also, feel free to follow me on Twitter @Fisher12. There'll be a link in the description, alongside a link to my Twitch TV channel where I do live streaming from time to time. Make sure to check that out as well. Once again, guys, hope you enjoyed the video, and take care.